Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in their voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. Live and love that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. And on this Halloween Friday, it is Halloween today, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't even realize it until the old lady was telling me, oh, work's going to be crazy today and I'm sitting there thinking, what? Why the hell is it going to just be? Oh, it's Halloween.
Treaters. I wonder if the Democrats are gonna. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there.
I was gonna say.
I wonder if they're gonna dress up as legislators and actually open the government, but I won't go there. But the Dolphins were trying to their costume was let's be a football team. It didn't work out so well for them last
I was gonna say that wasn't even a good costume because holy shit did they suck.
They were terrible. But I mean, I feel sorry for Miami. I really do. They just a couple years ago, it's like, all right, man, they're gonna be a good team. We thought they were think about 2 seasons ago, we were picking them to be contenders in the East, and they were contenders, right? Mm-hmm. They were contenders until about the last 5 games of that season, and they completely disintegrated. And then it's like from that point on, from that point of the season when they had Hard Knocks in season, from that moment on, they've been terrible. Good morning, broski.
Morning, guys.
Well, for Mike McDaniel, cocaine works as a performance enhancer for a while. Then it just turns your mind into pudding. And I think he's at that pudding stage now.
Man,
because shit, I haven't seen so many freaking screen passes in almost my whole life from one single team. Oh, yeah, I saw that he's got to try to find a way to get him more involved in this and that with it. You think after that it would have been, hey, let's make him at least part of one of the pillars?
It's uncommon. I mean, look at the Bears. We extended Kmet, and we still don't throw the ball to him. So, it happens. I think what happens is sometimes you get a player, and management really likes the player, and they extend them and give them the contract, and then they get a new OC or DC or head coach, and that player doesn't fit in the plans anymore for whatever reason, justified or not. I mean, that happens a lot, but they are better when JMO plays well. That's for certain. But yeah, that's kind of funny, Isaac. Hey, I wonder if he's paying his taxes.
That depends on if his parlay hits or not.
I mean, I guess that's somewhat fair, Isaac. That is a fair point. I know that I bitch about the Bears not using the tight ends in the passing game a lot, but they do a lot of blocking. But that's true. J-Mo's just out there doing cardio. He's basically doing the Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor was always rehabbing the shoulder, doing the simulated towel game. He did that for 10 years, making $1 million a year. I need his job. But J-Mo's getting paid a lot more just to go run routes. I mean, Joe, I think I would do that. I mean, give me J-Mo's contract. You never have to throw me the ball. I'll just run routes.
Yeah, but you got to be able to look fast while you do it. That's all.
Yeah. I'm a little bit past that point.
Just put on
Yeah,
some racing. You'll be all right.
Put on some what?
Racing stripes.
Oh, yeah. It makes you look faster, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's to your shoes.
Good morning, broski. How are things there in Carolina today?
We're doing good, man. It's actually the sun's actually out today, so it's great, man. Yeah, I don't think things are going so well for the Panthers. I think they're walking into a buzzsaw this Sunday.
Yeah, we'll get to those in a bit.
Yeah, but yeah, man, all is good, man. All is you know, we'll see how these Bears come out too. You know,
it is fall, man. I keep it's funny because like living where I live, and I guess broski, you get this a little bit being where you are. You don't really realize because we don't get the weather change like you get upstate New York or Chicago. Today, right now, it's currently 58 degrees at my location. The high today is going to be in the mid 60s. This is fall for me.
Yeah, that's what it's like here. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Halloween. And I can remember Halloweens in Chicago growing up where, dude, it was like 40 degrees and you were like freezing your ass off in your costume.
That's what it is here currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte's nice because you actually do get 4 seasons. Like you do see the leaves change color. You do notice a slightly, a different temperature and climate each season, but you don't get snow. There's no snow. So
yeah, I don't really get the 4 seasons here. You kind of like the other day I had to pull out a sweatshirt. I'm like, okay, actually, when fall's coming because if you don't have your pool isn't heated like mine, you kind of go, ooh, the water's a little too chilly to use every day now. Okay, it must be getting the fall and winter because it's too cold to jump in my pool. That's the sad part. Yeah. Joe's on his way to pick up Russ and Sierra right now to show them the facilities in Vegas from California.
Good one, Isaac.
There are a lot of rumors out there. I was hoping we'd get some trades before the weekend games, and we're going to get into the weekend games here in a little bit. But I was hoping we'd get maybe a trade or two coming into the weekend games because a couple of these teams that are being talked about trading folks off. Oh, well, teams that are on a bye, like the Jets. I guess that's also why they wouldn't need to worry about, a possible draft tradee getting hurt because they don't have a game this weekend. Then again, as the Jets, anything's possible. And there are some talks about, Hall, but now they're saying the price is pretty steep because they kind of want to keep them. There's talks about Sauce Gardner. There's talks about Q for the Jets. I thought the Jets would keep these pillars. Now there's talks that the Jets might just be fire sailing. And then the Titans, who you would think would be having a fire sale, I haven't really seen much on them. Oh, and Myles Garrett won't get traded. We didn't see that one coming. That the Browns have no interest in trading him. Really? You just signed him to like a mega contract and he's killing it. So why would you trade him?
The only thing that I've heard with the Myles Garrett stuff is supposedly the Eagles are trying to make a hard push for him with 3 first-round picks, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Cleveland, I get it. You're bad. You're not winning games, and really, you're bad, but you're not horrendous, right? I mean, why would you? If you think if Dylan Gabriel might be better if you put some weapons around him next year, and you maybe beef up the line a little bit, if that's your thinking in Cleveland, why would you touch that defense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like they actually have something to build around in Cleveland. They have some building blocks now. If they trade away Myles Garrett, they're starting over again. It seems like completely starting over.
That's okay, Isaac. The Packers may ask to take him, but the Bears will have him first. I would love to see Q in Chicago. Yeah, broski, you weren't on the other day, or maybe I think you were in the comments. But what would you think of the Bears trading for Q?
Oh, man, it's one of those things right now. Like they would have to give up a contract. Like I wouldn't want it to be like. We're trading. just draft capital. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
to me,
I would give up a second rounder for him because that's about what you're going to get at this point. I mean, and contractually, he fits for this year, and he doesn't really hurt us for next year either. Contractually,
yeah, I mean, it's tough because, like, I also look at it like this. Like, I don't think Gervon Dexter has really shown us like he's going to be the player we all wanted him to be. You know, I think Billings is going to be gone, or he's a role, like a rotational player. Grady Jarrett's really not showing that he has much left in the tank, and we're stuck with him. We do need a defensive tackle for sure. Like we do. But my thing is this: he's only 300 pounds. I don't want another lightweight defensive tackle. I really don't.
Yeah, but he's 300 pounds who wrecks games and is a. I mean, you can see the difference when he plays for the Jets versus doesn't. And the first two guys you mentioned, Broski. The funny thing is, those guys are both young, still on rookie contracts and growing. Like Dexter, we see flashes. I get what you're saying. You're not seeing the consistency out of Dexter. But I think if you put Dexter and Q next to each other, and then I think that immediately makes the ends better, because it takes some pressure off them, makes them better. And now you're talking about the old man being more of a reserve role where he's not, where there's more juice in the step when he does play instead of being an every down guy. Now Grady Jarrett rotates in every so often. And maybe he becomes more useful. And I agree with you, the money's too stupid on him, but maybe he becomes more useful.
Yeah, but my point is you already have an undersized D tackle in Grady who you already paid. So it's like you're going to pay money for another undersized defensive tackle. Like like that's
100 times better than Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, I mean, I want a Ted Washington type guy. Like the Bears need some massive humanity who's tough to move. They don't need another lightweight D tackle, in my opinion. I mean,
so you would pass on Q, who's literally a game wrecker, because he's not big enough. Even though he gets home, just wrecks quarterbacks, wrecks passing games.
It's not going to help them stop the run, right? And they need more than they need someone who can do that. Like, because you put him on the Bears, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Like, teams are going to focus on him, and the Bears literally have no outside pass rush. They don't have like really any other form of player who can pass rush. Their best way they pass rush is when they blitz Brisker or Gordon, and Gordon's never on the field. You know what I mean? Gordon's so it's like I don't. It's kind of like this. Is he a really good player? Absolutely, not arguing that. Would he help the Bears some? Sure. To me, he's not. It's just not worth going all in for another big contract like that when you already have a guy you just paid who's similar to that, when it's not addressing your run stopping issue either, which should be your first priority. I think teams in general got too caught up with let's draft a pass rushing D tackle, and then all of a sudden now teams are running the ball over teams again because they don't have those big guys in the middle. I want a big guy in the middle.
I don't know that there remain those guys out there right now.
I know it seems like the NFL went away from it, but I think that'll be a position. You know how the NFL goes through their little trends with different positions and stuff. I think that they'll circle back to that. And I think teams are starting to see, hey, you know what, it is worth having a big immovable object in the middle. At least have it in your rotation so you could throw them out there at certain times.
Yeah, it's just I
don't know.
It's interesting because that's what was I going to say? It's one of those things where you're right. The NFL gets through its thing, and then you got to wait for the players to come up through the chain.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
those big guys are a couple years out, so they're not going to, they're just not going to be there.
Yeah, and not only is it cyclical, but there's only so many people of that size with that type of athletic ability. You're picking out of like a handful of guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's just. I mean, I get what Broski's asking for.
Oh.
That guy doesn't exist. So in lieu of that, I would.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say he doesn't exist. It's it's like instead of the 380-pound guy, you're finding like the 340-pound guy now. That's
yeah. I mean, I would take Q, and that's why I would still take Q, because he wrecks passing games. He's good against the run, actually. He's actually pretty good against the run. And then that makes, that might help a guy like Booker off the edge who's not coming back. Montez, it looks like I won't say the Tez effect is back, but the last couple games he's actually shown a little bit more life. But him and Dio have created good pressure, just not sacks. For the most part, the Ravens game notwithstanding, they've created some pressure. But I get what you're saying. But I think
Time out. Ken, they've created like almost zero pressure this year. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Enough pressure.
Ken, they're not creating pressure.
Yes, they are, broski.
Ken, I don't know what game you're watching.
I love you, brother. I love you, but sometimes you just gotta face reality or facts. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
I think you have to come out of Ken's world and join reality because they're not creating pressure.
Let me say what I'm going to say before you tell me I'm wrong.
Ken, you're almost always wrong.
Yeah, I know. They're not getting the sacks. I 100% agree with you. They have not been getting the sacks, but they're forcing turnovers in terms of creating bad throws from quarterbacks, putting pressure on quarterbacks, making them get rid of the ball. That's why we were getting almost three turnovers a game. Actually, we had that stretch we're getting 4 a game. Why? Because they were making quarterbacks throw the ball early. They created pressure.
Is that why Ben Johnson called out Dio in the media yesterday or 2 days ago and said he's not creating pressure from the outside because he's really creating pressure?
Why am I even bothering?
So Ken, you might be in Ken's world, with these thoughts, but it's not reality.
I'm seeing you're seeing it in games. Like you don't get turnovers because you give the guy clean pockets. You don't get 3 interceptions a game from clean pockets.
They're not generating pressure. I don't know how else to say it. Watch the game. Tell me if they're generating pressure. They're not.
I'm obviously watching the game. I mean, you don't get turnovers. You don't get 3 interceptions in a game because you give quarterbacks clean pockets. You get the interceptions because you create pressure where they're getting rid of the ball early or in situations that they don't want to be in. I mean, so on one hand, I kind of agree with you, right? Yeah, they're not getting the sack, but they are creating uncomfortableness for quarterbacks and pockets that aren't clean. That's forcing them to throw the ball at the places they don't want to put it, and that's creating turnovers. So yes, they are getting pressure.
They're really not. I mean, they're just not. Like you just watch the game and see they're not. Like I don't know what it takes. Like you know what I mean?
I guess this is what it would take, Broski, to show that you're actually right on this. They would have to be getting like almost no interceptions. Because if you give these NFL quarterbacks clean pockets, they're not throwing 3 interceptions a game with clean pockets.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true. Just go ask Smith that. But I'm just saying.
When they have time, Broski, I don't care how bad of an NFL quarterback they are. If you give them a clean pocket where they're not going to get sacked and they're not getting pressure and they have time to make decisions, they're not throwing 3 interceptions a game. They're just not.
That's not
I have a very objective way to solve this. Why don't we just look at where the Bears rank in quarterback pressures?
There you go, Joe. I think that sounds perfect. This way you don't get to sit there and try to argue who's right. The facts will just state who's right.
I mean, you just don't get 3 interceptions a game because you give a guy a clean pocket and all day to just put the ball wherever he wants. You don't.
Yeah, they're not getting 3 interceptions a game. That's another thing. They're not getting 3 interceptions a game.
God, fucking damn it! Let me finish my thought.
You're the one who talks over everyone all the time and cuts everyone off all the time. So let's stop doing that.
I'm in the middle of talking and then you just jump in.
You're always in the middle of talking.
Here we go again. I'm look at Broski. Like I said, you don't get 3 interceptions because you give a quarterback all day to make a decision and throw the ball away. You just don't. You just don't. I mean, I'm trying to agree with you partially, and then you cut me off and tell me I'm wrong for partially disagreeing with you or agreeing with you. You are right in the terms that we don't get consistent pressure, and we're not getting sacks on the quarterback, and that I agree all day. But to say that they're not getting any pressure at all is wrong.
We got some breaking news from A-Dub. The Miami Dolphins are parting ways with their GM, Chris Greer.
Mike McDaniel's like, uh-oh.
Hey, good morning, Isaac. Yeah, is he though? Because ownership came out 2 weeks ago and said we're not even thinking about it. Now, obviously, we've heard that before. Yeah. But is he? Or is it firing the GM the way to save him for the rest of the season?
No, I think what it is, he's getting ahead of it now, cleaning house. You know what I mean? Mike McDaniels will be next, and then they'll
Tua.
trade off a couple pieces. A Chain, as good as he is, he's in a lot of trade rumors. They might blow things up over there.
Yeah,
H-
I'm hearing
H-
more and more that them blowing shit up over there too.
Yeah.
You're starting to hear this guy's linked with these teams. This one's linked with these ones. It wouldn't shock me. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they let McDaniel finish out the year, just because it kind of seems like they're trending towards that. But as soon as the season ends, he might be the first guy gone.
Yep.
It's.
Did you see?
They really do need to do something there. They need to blow that team up. They need to blow that team up.
It
Really
started
need to blow
last.
it up.
It started last night. Did you see when the fucking camera panned to Dan Marino and the look of disgust on his face? Like when you're pissing off fucking your best legend of all time, that's when you know that the owner's like, okay, I need to do something here.
They've got like Achane is an asset they could definitely look at. They could keep him and be okay, but they could trade him and fine because the shelf life of a running back, I'd probably trade him knowing that you're probably 2 or 3 years out now. Tua's got to be done. I'm sorry, they at this point they got to be thinking about moving on from Tua.
They already plan on releasing Tyreek Hill as soon as next season rolls around.
Well, yeah, as soon as
Right.
he's off injury, right? Because you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't hurt them right now being injured in terms of roster space or money because they do get a break for him being on the IR. So I mean, and then if you cut him now while he's injured, that's a whole nother jacked up process.
Yeah,
with the money
I'm pretty sure
that dead
there's a
cap.
major penalty for that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
dead
so I mean-
cap will be bad.
Waddle, Waddle could be a
I get what you're saying with it, Ken, but I think Waddle might be one of those pillars that they want to keep around to build the team around.
Yeah, they already are making him basically wide receiver one. They already extended him, so he's not going anywhere.
yeah. But when did they extend him?
They
Was that
extended
right
up just like this past season.
right,
Yep.
right at the same time they extended Tyreek.
Yeah, but
Right?
I
'Cause
mean,
remember
Tyreek.
Tyreek was mad because Waddle got the big contract and was getting more money than him.
Yeah,
But you know what though? It depends. I mean, honestly, I could see them, maybe keeping Waddle or Achane, especially if they're going to try to get a new quarterback and get rid of Tua. But here's a question: does Tua get traded?
Joe and I were actually talking about that yesterday, huh, Joe?
Raiders.
Yeah, actually,
They're
there was
going to try to trade him. That's for sure.
there was an
But
article
who
in
would want him?
Newsweek. There was an article in Newsweek where they suggested actually the Dolphins trade Tua to the Raiders. The trade would look like Tua and 2 Miami second-round picks to the Raiders for a 5th-round pick,
Yeah.
and then the Raiders basically take
And Max Crosby.
and yeah, right.
And Genti. Oh wait, Miami doesn't want that bone.
I mean, Miami, but then like what other Miami though? They're in a kind of one of those not Saints situations, but they got some older pieces, which might be a little harder to get anything. Like you've got some tradable pieces, but we're talking 5th rounders, 4th round. Which okay, fine, you can amass a bunch of 4th and 5th rounders, and if you look at you draft 5 guys in the 5th round, maybe 2 of them work out for you.
What do you think Achane goes for? Because I gotta assume he goes for more than a 5th.
No, he would go for probably a 3rd, maybe a 2nd.
Okay, that's where I was thinking. But I also really like the guy, so I might be biased here.
Well, I mean, look, you look at the 3rd might be where he's at because like your top tier guys end up getting a 2nd. Like guys that in the offseason might get you a 1st, get you a 2nd at the trade deadline. I always found that funny because like there's some guys that you would give a 1st. We talk about in the offseason. They'll get a 1st rounder for him, but no, you get a 2nd rounder at best. It seems that. When was the last time you saw a 1st rounder go in a trade deadline trade?
Oh,
Very rare.
Yeah, it's definitely rare, but I vaguely remember something maybe somewhere between like 3-5 years ago, something like that. I'm trying to remember who the hell it
Maybe.
was.
the second rounders tend to be. If you look at Miami's roster, who's worth a first rounder at the trade deadline? I don't think they've got a single piece. Even Waddle wouldn't get him a first rounder. He would still
I don't know. Waddle still has quite a bit left of his career.
He would get you. He's the guy. He's the guy that will get you the second rounder
plus. It's really strong.
I think despite even Tyreek Hill's injury, kind of little history here, a lot of teams would trade a first rounder for Tyreek.
I don't know with his age anymore, though.
At the deadline, though, you're talking like Waddle wouldn't get you a first rounder, but he'd be one of those guys who'd get you a second plus a fifth.
Mm-hmm.
But something
still,
like that.
Still, with Tyreek, though, you get the cheetah versus whoever your wide receiver is. I mean, the guy that's a proven touchdown.
Yeah,
basically.
but the trade
I don't think
deadline,
they're trading a first for Tyreek at this point.
Well, no one's making any trade for Tyreek because he's not. Because the reason you trade the deadline is if you're a team
but I meant like when he comes back. Like,
when he comes back.
I think Tyreek's too old, too injured, and too expensive. Like, I don't think he's getting the first anymore. I mean, I get what Isaac's saying. I get what Isaac's saying. There's somebody that will overpay for him, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't disagree with that.
Then with Tyreek, you've got the off-field stuff, Joe. You've got the baby mamas coming out of the woodwork, getting arrested by cops on the way to the game because he feels he can speed and doesn't even have a driver's license on him. And whatever else he does, I mean, Tyreek is just like a freaking circus coming to town.
Like, for instance, the Panthers. The Panthers don't have a clear-cut wide receiver one. Like, they really don't. Mm-hmm. Like, they're a team that could probably make a move and say, hey, we'll use that first-round pick for a proven commodity in Tyreek Hill that'll make our offense instantly better. You know what I mean? No matter, even because he could come back healthy.
Waddle, not Tyreek. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone. I think Tyreek's going the way of AB.
Or even look at
when AB left the game, he had tons of talent, but the league was just done with him.
Or look at the Titans. You know what I mean? The Titans, their proven commodity was supposed to be Calvin Ridley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always
the Titans. I could see making that move.
Yeah, but not for a first though. Like when you have so many needs on the roster, how
desperate the Titans are for an offense, I could absolutely see that.
Look,
how much would that?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, how much would that help Cam Ward? You know what
I mean, yeah, it would help him, but I just feel like a first is a lot. Like a second is for me is like okay. I guess I could do that because then I'm gonna have to turn around and pay him, $35 million a season. Like to me, that's just too much.
I think Tyreek is in. This is the situation Tyreek's in right now, and the Dolphins are in with him. He's gonna be those guys that we're gonna hear the rumors. He's on the trade block. And it's going to be one of those, we've seen this a million times. No one trades, and they're going to end up cutting them. What do you got, Kevin?
Travis Hunter has been placed on the injured reserve and is going to miss about 4 weeks at least.
That's sad.
Yeah. I was going to say, he was catching fires this year.
Hey, Isaac, so I could see that happening more than them giving up a first-round pick. I could see, like Ken said, Miami tries to trade him. Nobody wants that, and nobody wants to make that trade because of the contract, because of what they got to give up. And then so he gets cut, and then he goes and signs a free agent contract with a team like Tennessee or the Panthers, like you said. That way, it's like we only have to give them money. We don't have to give up anything. We can keep our first-round picks and continue to build our roster.
You don't have to give them as much money because that
I can see that
worth a lot less. And that's if. And the problem with Tyreek is though he brings such a circus to every place he goes, but with all the, like I said, with all the baby mama dramas and the rest and the other bullshit he does, he's almost like AB. He's just. It's funny because, like, you like AB, even though AB is just kind of off his rocker, but you like AB. You like Tyreek, even though he's a problem child, but you're like, okay, the dude's kind of likable.
Okay, now I see where you're going with that. I was going to say, I don't know how you can compare those two, because AB was batshit crazy,
and I don't like AB.
Crazy. Tyreek's batshit crazy, too.
I don't like AB for the record. I don't like AB for the record.
But the caveat,
in fact, I know an entire fan base that does not like AB.
He burned some bridges on his way out, but I mean, both of them have. hella talented players who just their off-field shit kind of overshadow. I think that's where people are getting at with Tyreek and then the money. And so Miami's have a hard time moving. But let's talk about some games this week. We've got a half hour left. Let's get into some games. We'll skip the Bears game. We'll come to that near the end. And we'll also skip the Raiders and the Packers for now. So we'll start off with the Niners at the Giants.
Bang, bang, we're banged up gang.
Yeah, without the combination of Jackson Dart and Scatterbo.
Yeah, no Scatterbo.
Yeah. No Scatterbo.
I'm going to vomit saying this. No, I'm going to phrase it like this. The Giants are going to lose.
Yeah, but just is anyone taking the Giants? Oh, yeah, Steve's taking the Giants.
Eric Hooks, probably.
No
Scatterbo, no Tiki, no laundry. No
Tiki Barber.
Scatterbo, no win.
Tiki Barber comes back for him.
No, it's from The Departed.
Mac
Remember
Jones
Jack
is
Nicholson?
starting, right? Mac Jones is still starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think Purdy's still out.
Yeah.
Still, Mac Jones actually been running the offense pretty well.
He's been playing well, dude.
Yeah.
So
He had a bad game last week, but that was
everyone's
his
taking
first.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just proves how much overrated Jimmy Garoppolo is. You can plug in any quarterback basically in that system and fucking they'll run it well.
All right, Isaac, get out there.
Right?
This one's going to
pay
be
me.
interesting. This one, look, I don't know why we're spending so much time on this Niners game because everyone's taking the Niners and it's not going to be interesting. This one's going to be interesting. Broncos at Texans.
Oh, Broncos.
Yep, I'm going Broncos. Though I do think it's going to be a little closer than we would have expected a couple weeks ago.
Texans defense is what makes this one more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Broncos, keep that uniform. That
And Patrick
uniform is the best.
Surtain is out. Remember, Patrick Surtain is out for Denver. That's a blow to their defense.
Ooh.
Yeah. Still Broncos.
I'm hoping that the Texans are flying high after that win last week, but there's just the Broncos defense against CJ Stroud right now. Like, I just have a feeling Stroud's going to have a bad day, dude.
Oh, breaking news. Fins, this confirmed Mike McDaniels is staying the coach for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to keep saying that. And he might go. He might be fired the second the season ends, but
That's honestly what I'm thinking.
you could tell from ownership they didn't want to make that move now. And the first move was a GM. You know what they want to do is if they can to get off track from our games. And I'm going to take the Broncos in this game, unfortunately, as well. But if they get a GM, if they hire a GM early, so if they can get a guy in there in the next couple of weeks, let's say early,
Yeah.
that makes it. I think that makes it much sooner of a decision because right now you've got an interim GM who might be getting his orders from the owner to say gut the team but not do anything with the coach. The next GM is going to probably pick their coach.
They're like, you still got Flores' number?
Yeah. For sure.
Well,
All right, next game.
They could actually hire in-house, Ken, because Champ Kelly, he was the assistant GM for the Raiders. He's the assistant GM for Miami,
Well, that's what I'm
and
saying.
he's taking over the interim duties. So I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that Champ Kelly could end up being the GM.
No, I 100% agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. If you just name him the GM going forward, like don't even say interim, just say he's. Well, they can't do that because of the process they supposedly have to go through, which I hate. Because totally getting off track of picking games here for a moment. I hate that about the league. Here you've got a guy, Champ Bailey, who's your assistant GM. You fire your GM, you promote him. Now you have to call him the interim, but you already know this is your guy, right? You can't hire him. Like the NFL makes it, you cannot just say Champ Bailey is the new GM because you have to go through process. Oh, you have to interview X amount of minorities. The dude's a minority.
Champ Kelly, not Bailey.
What now?
Champ, you said Champ Bailey. Just want to make sure there's no confusion because Champ Bailey, while he was a Hall of Fame player, is not a GM. It's Champ Kelly. But they could. That's what I was wondering. Can they bypass the Rooney Rule since Champ Kelly is African American himself?
Nope. They still make them go through it. That's what I'm saying. It's like just Jack. They should just get rid of the rule altogether. If these guys know who their guy is, let them just hire their guy. That's why there's a lawsuit going on right now with Flores. Because they knew that Dable was their guy in New York, and they want to hire him. No, we have the Rooney Rule makes the Flores thing happen. Without the Rooney Rule, Flores maybe doesn't even get it. Doesn't even maybe I'm not going to say he does or doesn't. Maybe he doesn't even get an interview because they decide after talking to Dable, hey, that's our guy. They should just be able to hire him. Just like if they have the interim, just hey, they used to be able to say, hey, that's our guy. Now they can't. They have to go through this process of fake interviews just to say that's our guy. I don't know. Anywho,
That's a spicy take, Ken.
yeah, well, I mean, but I mean, there's some honesty to that though too, because like, if you're gonna say like promote from within, and they already know he's their guy, then why make them go through all these interview processes? They already know who their guy is.
No, yeah, I get it. I get it, and that's been the argument against the Rooney Rule is that you basically have to like have token interviews, right? Like
You already do. Like, I don't think Flores is wrong in his lawsuit to a certain degree.
yeah, but
But at the
based
same
on
time,
the
you can't
NFL's
sue
track
the
history,
Giants. You can't sue the Giants if they like. Where you tell Giants, well, you can't hire Dable because he's not a minority or whatever. I mean, the whole rule gets more people in trouble than it helps people.
I don't want to make anything political, but like it's like third parties when you know it's going to be either Republican or Democrat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have all these third party candidates that are not going
Just
to
like
get
if you know, think about it. If you're the GM and you know that Isaac's going to be your guy that you want to hire, why should I have to interview Joe, Broski, Ken, and Jim?
because just to show the totem pole. You know what I mean?
I mean, he already knows who his guy is. Let him hire who he wants. It's just a stupid rule. But anywho, Chargers at Titans. Is anyone taking the Titans in this game?
Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
No, sir.
No, but
Okay.
but there is radio stations that say Titans could surprise, but I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
no.
Titans are 9.5 point dogs at home.
If they
Isaac,
keep it under 2 touchdowns, I'd be surprised.
Isaac, there's also radio stations that say that you can have a 6-pack in 14 days.
Oh, so you're telling me it works, Joe? Shit.
Just get that electric belt.
Speaking of another home team being the underdog this week, the Colts go to the Steelers.
Colts.
Oh yeah.
What? The Colts are the underdogs to the Steelers?
The Steelers are underdogs at home.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor is going to be MVP if a quarterback doesn't get, you know what I mean? Jonathan Taylor is having a monster
this team
season.
could have the coach of the year, the MVP. I mean, they could rack up all the awards in Indy this year. Who saw that one coming?
Shane Steichen. All the
I mean,
credits.
but couldn't Daniel Jones theoretically be an MVP candidate this year, too? I mean,
Oh, he is.
Typically, a quarterback gets it.
They can win almost every major award in the league this year. The way this team is going and the players are going, individual players are going. I mean, they are until with the Steelers, with the Colts, like you just got to take them until they lose. It was kind of like the Jets. You pick the Jets every week until they won. Now you can pick the Jets normally. With the Colts, it's like you just got to pick them until they lose. I mean,
And you know what it
look at
is with
Jonathan
this,
Taylor. We're at week 9. He has over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Like it's crazy.
yeah, and I was going to say the Steelers are the more desperate team. Like to me, they need this win more, but their defense just has not showed up this season, and because of that, I cannot pick them until I see that their defense is doing something out there. So I'm going Colts.
breaking news: there's a trade. The Miami Dolphins and the Steelers have agreed to swap head coaches. Sorry.
Hey, Broski, do you believe in Rodgers?
Mediocre Mike that would be a mediocre Mike for a mediocre Mike trade.
It's a beautiful
All
day
right.
in the neighborhood. All right, these games. See, we're getting to that point of the season where a lot of some of these games are good. That like, ooh, and some you're like, oh, okay. Falcons at Pats. Anyone taking the Falcons in this game?
I think that's
I'm not going to take them, but I think this ends up being a close game because the Falcons are very up and down.
It's 5.5 points.
I was
to
gonna
Pats.
say. I think this game is more interesting than the last one, than the Titans and the Chargers, for example. Like, I think the Falcons have a real chance.
I don't think it's going to be close. Pat's defense is playing out of their mind right now.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the rest of the NFC North.
Is Kirk Cousins starting that game?
No, I think it's back to Penix.
Are you sure? Because I thought Penix was hurt.
I gotta check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be Cousins because after that performance last game,
Let me check the injury report real quick for them.
Well, in Cousins' defense, he hasn't played all season. Like, you know,
yeah,
you're
but
not
he's
going
a
to come in
vet.
and just light it on fire the first game back.
Well, I don't expect him to light it on fire, but I also don't expect him to be a flaming bag of dog shit on the field either.
Yeah,
Well, I'll put it this way. I mean, okay, Darnell Mooney full practice, Drake London limited practice, Kyle Pitts limited practice, Michael Penix limited practice all week. So take the Leonard Floyd, a lot of guys on limited practice. So good question.
Yeah, I'm going
I don't think
Patriots.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah, Falcons are so Jekyll and Hyde. Patriots, man, they have that defense. They're at home.
Drake May's playing out of
Drake-
his mind too.
Drake May's a freaking superhero. Yeah, give me the Pats.
Jags or Raiders?
Raiders
are dogs at home. 2.5-point dogs at home.
No, you don't say.
They were the underdogs last week too.
Against the bye.
Yep.
tie. It's gonna be a tie.
I mean, look, if Max Crosby has an out of this world kind of day, you can always say that he's the thing, right? If Max has an out of this world day, at least the game is close for the Raiders, all of the Bears game. But in lieu of that not happening, they don't have.
I got a question, Joe. Are you going to make Max a two-way player and have him play quarterback too?
Yeah, shit.
No, then I'm picking the Raiders.
But
I mean,
Bowers is back this week.
Yeah, this is a game where
I mean that's definitely helpful, but I
Still
can't
got Geno.
deal with Geno this year.
you know what though? Like coming off the bye though, it's not like we know Geno is better than what he's been. It's good. I mean, this will be a good game, but I'm going to take the Jags. But I think this will be a good game. But this is if you want to earmark, one or put little asterisk, start Jags. Sorry, if you want to put an asterisk for one to watch, it could be a possible upset. This Raiders game could be it.
And I'm going to go ahead and pick that upset. As crazy as it sounds, I think Bowers is back and he's gonna come back strong. Hunter's out, and how are the Jags against the run?
They're okay. They're middle of the pack. I mean, they got a superstar now in Devin Lloyd. He's been making plays all over the field. So
it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, just don't have Geno throw towards Devin Lloyd's way.
I'm gonna go Raiders on this one.
Chin's been playing really well lately for my fantasy team too, so I kind of like I said, this one could be an upset. I mean, Joe's not wrong to take the Raiders, but I'm gonna go with Vegas on this one.
Well, I just want to point out I'm purely taking the Raiders because they're my team. Like,
hey, I'll do Raiders by a field goal.
Well, here's the one where the home team's actually favored by a lot. Like this one shouldn't even be close, even though it'll probably be a good game in the first half, and then the wheels will fall off from Nola. Saints at the Rams.
Rams by 90.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd almost put this sumbitch as the lock of the week.
Yeah, isn't this Tyler Shucks like first career start?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
I'm hoping Devontae gets like 4 touchdowns for my fantasy team this week. So
you might have that this week. You might get
wouldn't
that
it
this
be
week.
cool though if Shuck comes out in his first start and just tears shit up? Because I actually
that'd
like
be
Tyler
crazy.
Shuck. I actually
That's what
like
Dart
Tyler
did.
Shuck.
I do too. I liked him and Will Howard going into this draft, but yeah, playing at the Rams. I mean that D line's no joke.
Draft is not a better tight end than Bowers. Trust me.
Yeah, Jared Verse is
what
going
a
to wreck his world.
homer! Sorry, what a homer to Timo Joe Rogan. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna go with these other two, then we'll go to that game, then the North. Sea Chickens at the Commanders. And by the way, the Commanders are the underdog. Sea Chickens by 3. And I will say this, in the last 12 road games, the Sea Chickens have won 10.
Yeah, Sea Chickens. JSN is having a career year. It's going off. Sam Darnold, the
Darnold's
Vikings
killing
should
it.
have not have gotten rid of him.
Yeah. Give me the Flying Rats for this one.
Flying Rats.
Mhm.
Like that. Anyone taking the Commanders? No
No.
HCTR this week?
I'm rolling with the smelly seabirds.
Dude, this is so ridiculous. Philip, hey, yeah, the stats show that he's better because Bowers has been injured for the last 7 weeks and hasn't really played. Like in a fair situation where they're both playing, Bowers
No.
shits on him. Like,
No, we're
come
going
on, dude.
Motown Mitch. Look at the stats. The stats don't lie. The stats. The
Oh,
stats.
God.
The stats.
We're going to the numbers, are we? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. You got to wonder, did the Monday night loss against Chicago just set them on a 10-game losing streak? I don't know. Let's hope so. Returning the favor is what we're doing there.
I was going to say, you sound a little salty about that, Ken.
No. It's just kind of like the way the NFL works, you know. This one might actually be an interesting game because Ken's favorite quarterback is in this game against a defense that can't really stop anyone except the Green. Well, it didn't really stop Green Bay. The Cardinals and the Cowgirls. The 1-star rating system against the micro midget. And by the way, Call of Duty isn't out for another week, but I'm sure he had an advanced copy, so he's probably already played it.
Okay. Is Kyler Murray starting, or are they going to roll with Jacoby Brissett?
They haven't said, but does it really make a difference?
Yes, it does, massively.
Yeah, I think it would in this
If it's
case.
Jacoby Brissett, give me the Cardinals to win. If it's Kyler Murray,
I'll take him.
give me the Cowboys.
I'm right along with you on this one, Ken. I feel the same. Jacoby starts. Give me the Cardinals. If it's the Keebler Elf, Jackrabbit, whatever you want to call him, yeah, give me the Cowboys.
I
Damn,
think
that's crazy.
I know, Joe. I think that's funny because usually it's like, if the starter comes back, I'll take him. If it's a backup, I won't. No, these two are like the inverse. If the backup's in, we'll take them.
Yep.
If the starter is in, we won't. I don't think it makes much of a difference, to be honest, because
Jacoby's been playing good ball, man. You gotta
he
give it
hasn't
to him.
played good
I'll give
ball,
it
but
to-
they each bring different things to the table.
I agree.
Cowboys are winning that game because even if Kyler comes back, he's gonna be rusty. He's not gonna be in game shape. You know what I mean?
Hey, I didn't want to do this to you, Ken, but Philip has forced me. I really want to see how Tucker Kraft does coming back from an injury.
Hey, stop that!
Nobody heard anything. It didn't happen. So we're all
So
good.
anyway,
I want to see how he deals with adversity.
the Cowboys defense, but you know what? It doesn't matter if it's Kyler or Brissett because the Cowboys defense can't stop anything. Like seriously, I mean they can't stop anything. The line is Cowboys by 2.5 at home, so under the normal 3 points you get for just being the home team. This will be a good Monday Night Football game, believe it or not. This will be, well, there should be lots of scoring, put it that way. Defensively, maybe not, but you know what? We keep giving the Cardinals no love because they're 2-5, but they're a pretty darn good football team. The record doesn't reflect how good of their defense really is. I get offensive, you know, when we say, oh, they have no running game, then they just bring in a bunch of other guys and they kept running and getting yards with it. I mean, the Cardinals are a scrappy little team. They're in that place where they're losing. What out of all their 5 losses, all of them they were all 1-score games. They were all last-second deals. Look at the Green Bay game, and the week before that, it was the same thing. So I mean, I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals over the Cowboys this week.
Yeah, Brissett's been actually running the offense pretty good. Like, look at the Colts game. You know, when they faced the Colts, like he was going toe to toe with the Colts.
Yeah, I mean they're not getting blown out. They're just a tough team. Like the Cowboys, yeah, their offense is going, but their defense. I'm sorry, the 5 of us could be the offense, and we'd still score. So I mean, okay, now here's probably the game of the week before we get into the NFC North. And the Chiefs are the favorites by 1.5 over the Bills.
Ooh, Chiefs and Bills. That's a good game.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs in this one. I'm not even thinking twice about it. They're just
Where are
going
they
to
playing?
continue their dominance over Buffalo. In Buffalo.
Oh, they're in Buffalo? Give me Buffalo.
Then give me Josh Allen to break out that Superman cape and James Cook to have himself a day too.
Yeah.
What changes things though is Rashee Rice being back in that offense. You know what I mean? And he's been a stud since he's been back. But Pacheco just recently got injured, so Bills could pull this one out.
look at we all know Josh Allen beats him in Buffalo during the regular season, and then Kermit wins the playoff game in Kansas City. Give me Buffalo.
I give it to the guys.
I mean, that's the way it's worked the last couple years, right? Buffalo beats them at home in Buffalo, but come playoff time, they go to Kansas City.
Man, I don't like how familiar that sounds.
Yeah, like you guys in the 49ers. Yeah, and then we'll see what the refs what the refs have to say about that game too. All right, now Philip, we're getting close to the NFC North. Okay. Aye. All right, we'll go to the first NFC North game, which should be a sleeper. The Packers and the Panthers. The Packers are 12.5-point favorites at home. Is anyone taking Carolina in this game? Okay.
You really shouldn't.
I mean,
Green Bay to actually cover the spread.
The only thing
on the round table, I took my we on the round table we each get our one homer division hate game that we get to pick against a team, even though we know they should win, just because this is the one where I said FTP and took the Panthers. I'm not sure that was my exception game. Obviously, in reality, the Packers should destroy them.
If it was,
be close.
if it was in Carolina, I mean, I would be semi-nervous because last time we played Bryce Young, he beat us. You know what I mean? So, but it's at the Packers. Lambeau's going to be rocking. Micah Parsons is going to fucking toss Bryce Young like a pizza.
Well, and I've got Micah starting in my fantasy league this week, so I hope he gets me like 18 sacks. That'd be great.
I'd love
get that.
Yeah. But then the next game, and this is a division game, right? We got the Vikings at the Lions, and normally this would be like, oh yeah, this would be a big up game, but like the way the Vikings have been playing lately, you're just like, I don't even think this is gonna be a game.
Yeah, that's gonna be big ass blowout.
I think the Lions defense is going to play basketball with delicate JJ McCarthy's face. Let's see if he even makes it till halftime.
Detroit's an 8.5 game. No, look at Detroit only is up by 8.5 by Vegas, so they don't have as good of odds as Green Bay. But I mean, like, and here's the thing: like, if I'm the Vikings, I'm just hoping JJ gets through this game healthy.
Yep, I agree.
I bet they do the same game plan they did the last time they faced Vikings, unleash Gibbs all over them. I mean, Goff doesn't even have to do anything. Just keep handing the ball off to Gibbs and let him to run all over him.
Steve is giving the Vikings way too much credit defensively that they're going to stop you. I mean, because their defense, it's not just JJ, it's the Vikings defense has been terrible lately. Like their secondary is getting tore up. Van Ginkel has been out. I mean,
no, Jim just laughed. So
if JJ gets hurt, who's playing quarterback for them? Because Wentz just had shoulder surgery.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Well, I know you heard the reports that Justin Jefferson wants out, which I don't believe that, but okay. No. The Vikings are just that Viking ship is sinking.
Yeah, it is.
Skull.
And they really I know Vikings fans are like, but JJ's been hurt. Oh, we can't give up on him yet. I get that. But in the back of Quezzy's head, he's got to be thinking, I need to start looking at quarterback options in the draft or free agency. Because if JJ gets hurt again this week, dude, you're week 9, year 2, since you drafted this guy.
Yep.
And you're week 9, year 2, and the guy's played in literally 2.5 games for you as a first round pick. And he's not. How is he your future if you're at year 2, week 9? And he's only played 2.5 games.
Even healthy, he sucks. He has that one outlier game versus the Bears. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah. So, Ken, let me ask you this. I'd like your take. So, do you think the fact that the Vikings passed on signing Darnold, Daniel Jones, or signing Rodgers in the offseason, do you think that's more Kevin O'Connell influenced or more the Vikings GM?
That's O'Connell.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think O'Connell would have been fine with keeping the Ginger Jesus, but the money is where Quezzy goes like, yeah, maybe crazy Quezzy, and I may be able to do some things, but I can't free up $44 million for him.
Yeah, I personally think this one falls on the GM because you'd think unless KOC thinks he's God's gift to quarterbacks. You'd think he's got all these different good quarterbacks to choose from, and he's going to go for the mystery box.
Yeah, they did offer a contract. I don't think the money was there. That's what Luca, right? I don't think the money was there for him either.
Yeah.
For the Ginger Jesus. So KOC, I think, will take any. He doesn't care who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have
I
cared
think,
if it was
I
there.
think it's time for the Viking funeral, you know, where they like put everybody on the boat and they light it on fire and send it down the river.
Yep.
They're too busy thinking.
I mean, it's not just that, but they've had run game issues. They're having issues. They're having multiple points of failure.
Yep.
Are the Vikings? It's the quarterback. It's the running game. It's the passing game. Obviously not being there. The defensive game's not there. The secondary is getting torched. They're getting less pressure than the Bears. I feel in some ways. They still got some stud guys, but they're just not doing it. I mean, this team they might be selling.
Yeah, they're sinking like their stadium.
Right, and the last game that we have a little bit of time left for, of course, is my Chicago Bears, who are 2.5-point favorites at Cincinnati. Now, of course, with Cincinnati, we don't know who the quarterback is going to be, but you got to figure even if the old man's playing, he's got an injury that's making him questionable right now. I don't know how long he stays in that game.
Yeah, it's on his rotator cuff on his throwing arm.
Right.
So
Oh,
I don't know if he's going to play.
on his throwing arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate to say this, but give me the Bears if he's injured like that.
The Bears.
Yeah, this is a game the Bears should win.
They and look and defensively, obviously Trey is out, which helps the Bears' offensive line tremendously. Anytime a guy like him's out, it helps any team's offensive line. But then, like with them, they got such weapons. Even
I don't know, man. I have to go Bengals. Like the Bears' secondary, their cornerback room, major issues. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I mean, they have a couple of tight ends they can throw to. Chase Brown, like Kareem, they can throw to. I'm like, it's just one of those things, man.
Tyreek is back. Tyreek,
but their best linebacker from the Bengals wants to get traded, so he's not going to be playing fully. I mean, or his mind is not going to be somewhere else playing on that field.
Yeah, Philip, I'm gonna look at Philip. I'm just gonna throw your comment away because you obviously don't watch football because the Bears lost last week. So if they were starting a losing streak, it was last week.
Yeah, I just think it's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup for the Bears with that. So I'm gonna fortunately say I think the Bengals win by probably like 6 points, 7 points.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Look, I don't even think this game. I think the Bears. This is another 2-score win for the Bears. I'm sorry. They're especially if Flacco isn't playing. Yeah, you got two great receivers. If you can't get him the ball, who cares? And with our Tyreek Stevenson's back, not that he's the cure-all, but last week was really bad when you had basically your top 4 cornerbacks out, 2 of the 4 are back. Not if you count the kid we got from Minnesota as being a top guy, but he's played pretty decently overall. We had CJ Gardner. That's going to help in the secondary. I think the pass rush in the first quarter, we saw signs of like life from Tez. If Booker's back this week, I think the Bears defense shows up a lot better than it did last week on the O-line and in the secondary. And I don't think it makes a difference in who the quarterback is because if you can't get the ball to those two guys, it doesn't really matter. They have no run game to speak of, and their defense is trash. And the Bears, the only thing that gets me, and this could be the game we finally see. My biggest complaint on Ben is we haven't seen a Bears game plan yet where the offense can show that they can run and pass in the same game. They can either do one really well and the other shitty, or both mid. Right? I think this could be a game they put together, and it comes down to what Cam just said, and this is another Ben Johnson issue: red zone efficiency. He has not figured that out yet. And if he doesn't figure it out, then what Broski said could become more of a reality where the Bears lose this game. So with that, we'll be previewing this game, of course, Sunday on Hallis Hall. Before those are predictions. We barely got through them. We got 30 seconds left. Don't forget JV's up next. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thanks, everyone, for being on today. And everyone have a great football week and enjoy the games, everyone. Have a good one.
Go back, go.